I'm Nick J. Barrett.
I'm Jon Fawcett, and this is Calorie Burn Live.
So, Jon, can you tell people a bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, to start off, my name's Jon Fawcett. I'm a personal trainer and I have been for around 3 years now. A little bit about myself, I'd say why I became a personal trainer and why it's important to me. Initially, I became a personal trainer simply because I enjoy helping people. I enjoy seeing people reach their targets, reaching their goals. And that all started for me probably when I was younger, going through school, enjoying sports, and I mean I was always very sporty and enjoyed playing sports. And then I started getting involved in health and anatomy of the body and things like that. So I thought when I got to about 20 years old, I thought to myself, well, what can I do to start helping people? So I took my personal training course and got my level 3 in both anatomy and physiology and nutrition. So the reason I've decided to set up the live classes, the Calorie Burn Live, is so I can pass my knowledge on to people, to give people a little shove in the right direction, and also to answer questions that people probably get told the wrong answers. So we're here as a bit of a service, really, so people can take away the knowledge and the experience and put it into their own everyday lifestyle. So we're kind of there just to help on the way, and people can always refer back to us, and we're always going to be there to keep people involved. We're going to be involved all the time.
And basically, your the whole if you were to put health and fitness down and weight loss into a nutshell, it would be about people reaching their goals. And your goal was to become a personal fitness instructor so that you can then help other people reach their goals. So I guess all I can say to that is the only people who can help you reach your goals in terms of weight loss or dieting are people who have reached their goals.
I'd say that people always need someone to look towards to help them reach targets and goals. I mean, when I was doing my personal training, when I through the course, I actually suffered a severe injury, so I was unable to complete the course.
So you could have given up?
I could have given up. For the first year, I actually, all the hard work that I put in, I had to stop simply because I suffered injury. But after recovering, or taking the time to recover, I had to redo the whole course once again. And eventually I got my level 3, both in anatomy, physiology and nutrition. And I think that kind of story can help other people
absolutely
push on to reaching their targets and goals.
Absolutely, it's
their lifestyle.
It's trying to get to your goals no matter what, and then just kind of pushing through and reaching those goals. And that's pretty much what losing weight and weight loss is. So what better kind of person to be listening to somebody that's been there and done it.
Exactly. To go through a bad experience such as that has obviously made me more determined to help other people, because I've been through that. I've been through that pain barrier where you think, oh, you can't do it, you can't do anything, but then on the other side, after working it, I've come out stronger. So not only have I completed my personal training course, I'm also doing sports coaching courses. And
you're also a coach 2 times over, or manager and a coach.
Manager of a coach of local football teams as well. So you just go above and beyond, really, and it all starts with making one decision and making one push towards that first goal. And once you met that first goal, then from there on, everything seems to open up for you. So if I had to say anything, you just got to go for it. You just got to go for your targets. You got to go for your goals, because nobody else is going to do it for you. So yeah, it's time to stand up and time to get out there and do it.
So okay, Jon. So tell us about our mutual friend who is now a client who I've noticed that she's dropped a load of weight. What was going on with her?
Well, initially, she started off just by doing the, one of the Slim and Well Weight Watchers diet type things.
Which I must just add as a disclaimer, do work wonderfully for some people. Carry on.
For some people they do work. I mean, but with Slimming World or Weight Watchers, the idea for them is to cut calories, not do anything else other than watch what you eat. And for some people it does work, for some it doesn't. The person we're talking about lost quite a fair bit of weight initially with the diet routines from Weight Watchers, Slimming World, so on.
Just diet?
Yeah, just diet. She lost a fair bit to begin with, and then she got to a level where she couldn't lose any more.
So she kind of just hit a plateau
Yeah.
or a glass ceiling.
That's it, she stopped. You know, she went a few weeks, probably about a month, at the same weight, and maybe dropping a pound, gaining a pound, dropping a pound, gaining a pound, and she was thinking to herself, well, I'm still doing the same thing, what's changed? And what changed there is the fact that she wasn't doing the exercise side of things. So when I come on to the point where it's not just one, it's two. So I instructed her on some exercises that she could do, and to start including exercise in that everyday lifestyle, making it part of your life, making it, not a religion, but as just an everyday task. And the benefit for her is now she's past that point where she was, and she's managed to drop the weight she wants to lose.
She's dropped the weight that she wants to lose, and she really has sort of made a difference, and maybe we should get her on. But more importantly, she's made the exercise, and to be honest, when I first met her I thought she was a bit lackadaisical, didn't really do very much, but she's now made that exercise where she was a busy girl, didn't have the time to exercise, was just doing the diet. And I think sometimes people just do diets because they don't have time to exercise, but now, more importantly, she's made the exercise a part of her life, a part of her week.
Yeah, what she needed, or like a lot of women in the same situation need, is just that little shove. And that's what I aim to do with my classes, is to generally give people who are in the same situation, who kind of hit that plateau, who can't seem to go any further, give them that little shove, point them in the right direction, to help them start moving towards their goals.
Yeah.
And she's starting to do that. She's dropped more weight, and now she's looking to tone. I don't like using tone in the fitness industry because it doesn't give us enough information. Should I say she wants to start looking to build in the right areas for her. So probably for her it's bums and tums and that kind of area. So and she's starting to move in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
She's not quite there yet, I agree, but she's heading there, and she's starting to keep the weight off as well as enjoying the exercise, enjoying the routines, and generally her general lifestyle is better than it was before.
And there's a hell of a difference. So well done to you. We won't mention her name, but that was just a story that I thought was important to add.
Definitely, I think the reason we like to add stories like that is because it relates to a lot of people, and a lot of people have the same issues. So the reason we have Calorie Burn live and we have these examples is to help people think there is light at the end of the tunnel.
The right light.
Yeah, and you can head in that direction. And eventually you will hit your goals and you will hit them targets, and you can go away and think, yeah.
So it's the right information.
Yeah.
It's
the right routines.
The right routine.
Yeah.
Push in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Support.
Yeah. Support is a very big part.
And an understanding of the problem, so that you can take ownership of your losing weight and understand it, like I say 1,000 times before, so that you can take this away with you, and if you need to you can tweak it, make a few little changes. if you start drifting off that path and bring yourself back, which I don't think the other companies that are sort of more slimming, I don't think they even talk about things like metabolism, do they?
They probably don't. I mean, I'm not really into the Weight Watchers Slimming World because I don't believe that they're the best thing. I mean, a lot of women...
It's just they're on the telly, so people naturally gravitate towards them.
Yeah.
If it's on the telly, it must be right?
That's what people think. I mean, well, that's what people are made to believe. And it's a start, but it's not a start of, you know, the right direction they want to go in. They're only doing half the battle. And you find that with Slimming World and things like that, it's mainly women because they think they have to diet to lose weight rather than going to a gym, because women don't like going to gyms. They think it's a scary place. So the live class is not only here to, you know, to help them with, you know,
with what you've got to offer.
Yeah, but
there's also like a group support as well, isn't there?
There's group support, and I also can give them routines to do at home in their own environment, so they don't feel pressured, and they don't feel, you know, that they shouldn't be there. And the idea is to make people feel comfortable around doing exercise. And that's what you find with a lot of mainly women who don't like to go into the gym because they find it embarrassing.
Full of burly blokes
and you know, people who they believe look better than they do. So the idea here is that we can help them just by setting them on at the right direction at home.
And probably arming them with more knowledge to go away with than the average person who's down the gym who's just kind of doing the same thing but not actually breaking a sweat.
Exactly. You look at you know, you look at about 35% of people in the gym don't actually break a sweat.
Really?
So there's no point in being there. To be fair, they might as well just sit at home and do the same thing because they're not pushing their body beyond the you know to the level that they need to start sweating and start losing weight. When you sweat, you're sweating the weight.
Yeah.
And that's what you do.
Yeah.
And you're sweating out the calories and you're burning the calories.
Because you said to me a little while ago that if you do the same thing, the body gets used to it.
Yeah.
As in tolerance, for want of a better word.
Well, the body is you have to constantly adapt your routine because your body gets used to certain routines. So, for example, if I was to walk 2 miles every day, yeah, the first few times I do it, I may be struggling, but then thereafter, I won't because my body knows I'm going to do it. And that also includes not just exercise routines, but also your dieting. Your body knows how much you're going to eat, so it prepares for the amount you're going to eat. So you kind of stay on. That's when you start to hit the plateaus, when your body kind of recognises what's going to happen and what's going to be done on a daily basis. So this is when you need to change. So this is where you need to change your exercise routine, maybe change your diet ever so slightly. Like we said before, tweak your diet or tweak your exercise routine just ever so slightly, just so maybe increase the intensity, just so you do sweat, and then that way you're still burning the amount of calories you need to.
And you can't tweak your diet or change it slightly if you don't know what you're doing.
Exactly, and that's why Calorie Burn Live comes in. You know, we offer not just exercise routines, but some healthy eating plans.
And the understanding behind the problem.
And the understanding to the problem that they have.
Rather than just sticking a band-aid on it and saying, on your way.
Well, you look at the gym, they're all about exercise, they're not about nutrition so much. And then you look at Slimming World and Weight Watchers, they're all about the diet, they're not about the exercise. But combining the two, and then you're going to start finding results.
And the other reason that you wanted to set up Calorie Burn Live was also because to help people with the amount of bad information there is out there.
Yeah, you look at the fitness industry and you look at health and nutrition in general, and there's a lot of misconceptions out there, especially about what to do and what's the right thing to do. So when we set up these live classes, we take maybe a problem or from an individual person, and they can ask me that, and I can maybe either put them on the right direction, or as a group we can openly discuss certain ways to go about it. The other reasons for the live classes is that I can set an exercise routine, not necessarily just for them to do religiously, but just as a starter pack, for them to get moving, to get to have an exercise routine, not just a diet, just as well as an exercise routine. So you find that a lot of women are part of health clubs such as Weight Watchers and Slimming World and stuff like that, but don't have an exercise routine to go with that.
Mm.
So the idea of the live classes is not only to also think about the diet, but to think about the exercise routine, because you need both to be able to have a healthy lifestyle, not just one. You need both added together.
And like you said to me, it's like it's all very well doing a diet, but if you're wanting to sort of speed things up a bit in the sort of losing weight or toning up or whatever, you're going to need to do some exercise.
Well, that's it. You think, it's okay cutting down your calories, and you do gradually start losing weight, and over a certain amount of time you lose weight, but your metabolism, which is your how quick you burn energy, how quick you burn food, stays at the same level. So you're cutting calories to try and meet your metabolism instead of increasing your metabolism to meet your calories. So the reason we've set up the class is so we can get that bit of energy into the lifestyle, and try and increase that metabolism, so they don't have to worry so much about cutting calories and calorie count and stuff like that.
Which that's why you've set up, rather than it just being diet based or workout based, we've actually set it up around 6 calls that you've been using kind of individually with your private clients, and it starts off with knowledge and
we start off with health and knowledge. I mean, that's your basics really. People don't know exactly where to go or what to do next, and you generally look at health and what other people see as actual what is health, and what people need to do to go into the next direction really.
And you've got Calorie Burn.
Yeah, Calorie Burn is, it's simple. We're here to help people burn calories. We're here to help people think about the right amount of calories they need per day for their kind of lifestyle, because everybody's different. So the amount of calories you need per day is different depending on the individual. So we can do a kind of guide of how many calories you should be eating per day to match your lifestyle. Another core we work on is obviously metabolism boost, as well as calories, looking at calories and burning calories. We're looking at increasing the metabolism, so obviously how quick you burn food and how quick you burn energy, and that's the reason why people lose weight more easily, just because they've got a higher metabolism rate. So
that might be the reason for a lot of people why they're sitting there scratching their heads saying, well, I've tried every diet under the sun, but I can't lose the weight, or I can't shift this, or I can't shift that.
Well, that's it. It comes from 2 parts. It comes from a healthy diet. It comes from a good exercise routine. If you only have one out of the 2, then you're not gonna start reaching these goals. So you may get to a level, but you won't reach the targets you want. So if you're wanting to, say, look good for a wedding, bridesmaid maybe, you've lost some weight, but you're not looking quite the way you want to look, and that's where we improve, and we want to increase your metabolism so you can get that little bit further and that little bit extra, and start thinking, I look good for this wedding, I look good to go on the beach and stuff like that.
So, and we've also got weight control as well. So it's health and knowledge, motivation and targeting, and it's calorie burn, weight control, and metabolism boost.
All these mesh together, kind of work, individually they're great, but all together they help improve
And what I like about these is because a lot of places, a lot of diets just say, they just use the word diet and they just use the word weight loss. But with all these things like calorie burn and metabolism boost, these are actual things that can, once you understand them, can really make the difference, and you can kind of tether your weight, tweak your weight,
Yep.
once you understand these things. And these two things, or the things that Jon is going to show you, are the sort of areas that kind of really make the difference, and are probably why you've been scratching your head, why your diets haven't been working, or because they've been basically the results have been too slow.
Yeah, I mean, through the live classes, we're going to be there helping people with motivation. Motivation is a really big part of health and fitness and exercise, simply because if you're not determined enough to go out there and do it, then you're not going to reach your goals and targets. So the live classes also act as a socialising group, because everyone's doing the same thing. It's quite easy to talk to other people about how you're getting on. Not only that, it gets people involved in you and what you want to do. So it really does help when it comes to the nitty-gritty kind of things, you know, like cutting the calories and working really hard at home or in the gym on exercise routines, and having that someone there that say yes, you can do it, or you know, someone that to give you that push, then it makes all the difference to a lot of people.
But I'm always coming up to you since kind of getting into sort of health and fitness, and telling you about sort of stories about people I hear going on about sort of how, oh, they can't have that cream cake because they're trying to sort of keep to a certain size, or they've got a weigh-in at a sort of dieting kind of company tonight. And I'm sat there thinking, well, actually you can, if you're kind of burning up afterwards, but it's almost if it doesn't enter their heads to actually, yes, I can eat that as long as I'm burning off. They'd rather starve themselves.
People need to know what's right for them. I mean, when we look at weight control, I generally can look in the mirror and say, right, I put weight on today. I can look in the mirror and say, I've lost a bit of weight today. And the idea of the live class is for people to also think that kind of the way. So
you're going to teach them how to do that, so they don't have to get on the scales.
They don't have. Well, watching your weight is always going to be an important part of an exercise routine or a fitness program. But the idea is that you don't have to do it as often. You kind of know how you feel, you know how you look, and you know where you are with your fitness routine and stuff like that. And it's always a good idea to kind of avoid jumping on scales every day, because then you can see an improvement. And it also helps you with your determination and your motivation to say, I haven't been on the scales for a week and I've lost 6 pounds, 7 pounds. It makes all the difference.
You get a sense of that you know what you're doing, because there's an old saying that says, a watched pot never boils. Do you know that?
Well, I've never heard that saying before, but
meaning like, if you sit and watch the
kettle, you don't make a mess, really, do you?
I've thrown it, haven't I?
Yeah, but don't worry about it. What the idea is people can go away and think about, you know, what they're doing generally,
without sort of being so het up about their weight.
Without thinking, I've eaten this today, I've eaten that today, I didn't eat this, I didn't do that, I didn't do this. So it kind of takes the stress down, and the constant thinking about how, you know, calories and, you know, what weight you are. It kind of reduces that to be more of a relaxed level. So it not just so it's easier for you, but it's easier for people to be involved, and that way you're not constantly talking about the same things.
Also, you're going to be doing like sort of, they've got the chance to ask you, they basically got the chance to ask you any questions or queries that they have regarding fitness.
Yeah, the part of the live class is not just so I can give people an exercise. It's so we could talk to each other and we can understand people's problems. Everyone's an individual, so everyone has individual problems. So an idea is we can have a Q&A session, maybe take a question from one member of Calorie Burn Live, and maybe answer that question as best I can through the knowledge I have, or if not, answer that question as a group, and that way you feel more socialised, and everyone is obviously has different views on different aspects of fitness and health and fitness. So the idea there is just to kind of set them on the right path.
So it'd be a good idea for them to look at your basically this course.
Yeah, it'd be a good idea just to have a look at themselves, and then have a look at my guidelines in a way, and kind of say, right, what do I need to do? What do I need to take from that to help my current routine or my current diet? And then where can I move from there? So where can I move on?
From what I've seen of this course, it's very easy to just think, oh, it's a weight loss course, it's an exercise course, it's a dieting course, but there are lots of weight loss courses and dieting courses out there. But what's different about this with these courses is that Jon's not just giving you a formula to losing weight, he's actually giving you the keys so that you can understand what's going on behind, within your bodies, so you can actually get an understanding, just like he does, rather than just following some program blind. You're actually going to learn the ins and outs of what's going on, so you can actually walk away with an education of how the fitness and the weight loss works within your own bodies. So then, I think that's quite good, because then you can take it away and sort of tweak if need be. If you start putting on the weight again, you can bring it back, because you know your body. If you know your body, you can bring it back yourself later on. Or if you're just blindly kind of following some one of the other places, outside of what you're being told to do, you don't know what you're doing. You're going to fall off the perch. But that's what's good about what we've put together here, is it's actually teaching people the mechanics so they can really take charge of their losing weight.
Yeah, just to elaborate on that, really, you were saying it's people who don't quite know. It's people. The idea of the live class is just to give people a shove, really. I'm not there to say you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, because everyone's an individual. Everyone has probably their own routines, their own plans, their own lifestyle. So there's no point me giving everyone the same guideline.
Well, this works with on its own, or with what people are currently using as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, as a personal trainer, when I go to an individual client, I ask them where their current levels of fitness are, where they think they are, and that doesn't change in the live class. The live class is exactly the same. It's kind of a large-scale personal training session. The idea is we can take individual points from members of the group, and push them in the right direction, or turn them in the right way, because there is a lot of misconceptions around fitness, and people just don't quite know where to turn sometimes. So I want people to come to Calorie Burn Live and think, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about, and I know where I'm going to go for it. When they walk out of that class on an evening and they say, right, yeah, I know what I'm doing, I know where I'm going.
And I know why, what's gone on, that's kind of why it's been so difficult in the past, because you're going to shed some light as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I want people to think, right, yeah, I've done this wrong, not so necessarily completely wrong, just they need to tweak it like before, or just change little things just to get themselves to the area they want to be, hit that target, hit their targets, hit their goals. And once they start hitting them targets and goals, they can move on themselves. not necessarily, you know, needing me there,
Exactly, there you go.
or not exactly needing to keep coming back. The idea is that they can take away from this class, this live class, the knowledge and the experience to go on themselves and continue.
And they're able to tweak if they feel themselves coming off the bicycle. They can tweak and change things a little bit once they've left and bring themselves back on, which a lot of other dieting programs you can't do that.
With Calorie Burn Live, the idea is people can feel comfortable coming into the class with maybe a problem, not necessarily an exercise problem, but could be a health problem, could be from an injury or from previous issues, and they can come into the group, including with myself, and ask a question, say, right, for example, I've injured myself 4 months ago and I'm still struggling, is there something I can do to improve? So not only can I help them with a diet helping them with a diet, nutrition to help improve the area that's damaged, I can give an exercise routine or just something to help them build that, you know, recover from the problems they've had.
Oh, okay, that's great.